Video, we discussed the intelligence transcending humanity versus embracing it, where we discussed how current AI systems are often seen as something that would eventually replace human intelligence, and how this idea sparks some fear and resistance in some people. And today, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into these concepts, particularly when it comes to the symbiotic intelligence that has been introduced by yours truly on this channel, and how it stands apart from these fundamental fear-mongering ideas. While many people push for an AI future where it's transcending the human abilities, symbiotic intelligence seeks to have a different approach in terms of making humanity evolve as well as embracing and empower humanity as opposed to transcending it. Since I started this body of independent research work back in 2012, one of the things that I noticed was that the AI tools that were built and are still being built, they're being built in the absence of the human intelligence, human biological intelligence, I should say. While we have been and are striving to, for example, build artificial neural networks, mimicking the biological neural networks, such as in brain, what we seem to lack adding to these architecture is the data points, such as the biosignals data points, as an additional data points into these artificial neural networks. In other words, the current AI and even the future of AI seems like are being built in the absence of the human biological body systems. But biosignals, if you think about it, such as heart rate, brainwaves frequencies, subtle muscle movement, skin conductance, etc., carry rich data, biological data about our internal biological states. These signals are not noise. They are extremely, extremely intelligent, subtle messages in which our biology internally, without our awareness, is using to message each other and communicate with one another, and essentially making this miraculous body work at any point in time. Symbiotic intelligence, which is this independent body of work, interprets these biological messages to better align with our lived experiences. Just as our biological body regulates itself through feedback loops, intelligent systems can be designed to do the exact same, reading and responding to our biological state in real time. And this is where the biological edge that symbiotic intelligence brings to there seems to be a significant divide in a conversation about AI and its relationship with humanity in the future. On one side, we have the notion of transcending human limitations, where AI systems are superior to the humans in every way, potentially leading to a future where humans are no longer at the center of intelligence. But on the other side, we have the idea of embracing human intelligence, not as something to be surpassed or suppressed, but as something that enhances our work alongside with the artificial intelligence of the future. This is where the symbiotic intelligence comes in. It doesn't seek to replace human intelligence, but to partner with the human intelligence, learning from the human intelligence and building on biological processes that have evolved over millions of years. Think of it this way. Our brains, our bodies, our cells, our neurons have evolved in ways that allow us to communicate with each other, communicate within each other, within the body, and we tend to be extremely intelligent, especially compared to other species. And all of these biological advancement has been an evolution process over the past millions of years. This intelligence has been a fine-tuned over millennia, and yet we've only begun to scratch the surface of understanding the full depth of these biological systems. Now, if the future of artificial intelligence is to reach its potential, it should not only try to emulate human intelligence, but instead leverage the biological knowledge embedded in our own physiological systems. Symbiotic intelligence is about creating the future of AI that works in tandem with this knowledge, making both artificial intelligence and human intelligence smarter in the process, while this humongous collaboration will be potentially transcending humanity, as some may envision it, suggests that AI will one day render human intelligence obsolete. Some advocate for AI systems that will outperform humans in every cognitive domain, from decision making to emotional intelligence and so forth. While this vision of progress is alluring for some, it raises the question of the future where the human society might be endangered. If we build AI systems that make humans obsolete, we may lose the very aspect of ourselves that define our essence, our creativity, our humanity, our empathy, and our capacity to innovate, and lastly, our ability to be. But when it comes to the symbiotic intelligence and notion, and a body of work that has been introduced in this channel, unlike the idea of transcending humanity, the symbiotic intelligence focuses on a collaboration between humanity and artificial intelligence. It's about augmenting the humanity's capabilities, but not replacing them. By understanding and integrating biological signals from humans, for example, we can create systems that partner with humans in ways that will really augment how we interact with technology. With the right biosignals, for example, AI and the future of AGI can adapt to our emotions, our thoughts, our bodies, and essentially the way in which we define ourselves to be humans, helping us create a future where humans and machines work together. There are some influential figures in the industry, though, that appear to advocate for AI's transcending human intelligence. Their focus on technology superiority often leads to discussions about creating AI systems that can outthink, outwork, and outlast humans and human capabilities. While their ambitions may push the boundaries of technology, they also carry inherent risks. What happens, for example, when technology surpasses humanity in ways that make us obsolete? In contrast, symbiotic intelligence, as introduced in this channel, takes a more cautious approach, one where AI and humans evolve together, and one that the AI system, the future of AI systems such as AGI, adapt the more positive aspects of humanity, such as love, creativity, compassion, empathy, and the future of AI should not be about creating a system that dominates, but also building a partnership with humans. Symbiotic intelligence then envisions AI as a collaborative entity, one that helps us solve problems, make decisions, and enhance our creativity, and simply put, take the best of the humanity, what it means to be humans, rather than replacing our roles. One of the most common misconceptions about AI, for example, is the overestimation of its abilities in the future. Many think that AI will soon surpass human intelligence across all domains. Yet current AI systems like LLMs are still limited when it comes to the abstract thinking, ethics, emotional depth, decision making, reasoning, and so forth. Our current AI systems are still limited in terms of them being just a tool, but not a replacement for the human experience. Symbiotic intelligence, on the other hand, doesn't focus on outsmarting humanity. It focuses on enhancing the human cognition and the emotional depth, empathy, sympathy by leveraging the AI as a tool to augment what it means to be true human. Emotional intelligence and empathy are deeply human traits that current AI, no matter how advanced, will struggle to replicate. We're able to understand the emotions of others, for example, making ethical decisions from deep personal connections. On the other hand, AI, especially LLMs, that they are the way in which they are designed today, remain rooted in logic and pure data, especially ones that are based on texts only. On the other hand, symbiotic intelligence acknowledges these limitations and seeks to integrate the innate intelligence that is embedded within the biosignals of humanity into the future of artificial systems. Not by creating feelings machines, but by creating systems that respond to human emotions in a very meaningful way. What sets human apart is our biology. It's a complex network of cells, of neurons, biochemical processes that allows us to think, feel, and experience the world. Symbiotic intelligence seeks to harness the deep knowledge embedded in these biological systems, recognizing that the key to building more intelligent systems lies in understanding and integrating these biological knowledge into data as additional data input. The rush to transcend humans and humanity and create AI systems that replace humanity entirely may sound appealing to some, but it brings with it a serious moral concern. If AI replaces human decision making or emotional engagement, for example, we risk creating a society where we no longer control our destinies. Symbiotic intelligence avoids this by focusing on symbiosis, not domination. AI systems work with us, not for us, ensuring that humanity remains at the center of our technological evolution. In the future of symbiotic intelligence, the line between human and machines will eventually blur, not in a way that it erases humanity or human identity, but in a way that it enhances it. This partnership model doesn't imagine AI as an overlord or as an all-knowing replacement. Instead, it imagines a future in which intelligent systems act like co-pilots, reading our biosignals, understanding our mental and emotional state at that point in time in real time, and responding accordingly. Just as the brain and the body coordinate through layers of feedback loops, a symbiotic AI system would become a seamless extension of our natural intelligence, amplifying our awareness, productivity, and our capacity for It's also connection. Important to acknowledge the risks that when we rely too heavily on any form of AI, what would happen then? When we begin to outsource our thinking, our decision making, our emotional regulation to machines, we risk dulling the very facilities that make us humans. Symbiotic intelligence is designed to avoid this trap by tuning into human biosignals and keeping the biological context front and center, where the symbiotic intelligence encourages a dynamic feedback loop where humans remain active participants within the system. It's about cooperation, not delegation, an ongoing partnership, not a surrender, a partnership that is between machines and creativity, abstraction, and nuanced moral reasoning are not easily programmed. These are the emergent properties of our lived human experiences, our emotional journeys, and our biological complexity. Symbiotic intelligence not only respects this phenomena, but it leverages it. By creating AIs that can tune into the human physiology and context, we open the door to systems, future of AI, that can work with us in areas like art, design, education, therapy, and beyond. Rather than flattening our uniqueness into data, we try to create space for our full spectrum of intelligence to flourish. Imagine a future in which your intelligent tools can sense when you're overwhelmed and adjust to your energy state at that moment in time to help you focus, not by taking over, but by gently adapting, imagining your future and working with you. These systems can collaborate with you in a very creative manner, sparking new ideas, for example, rather than executing commands robotically. In this world, the offer is that there's a path towards this kind of future where machines serve as trusted companies and companionships rather than cold calculators. This is not a utopia. It is a grounded, biological, informed vision of partnership between humans and our machines. Mainstream typical narrative AI, though, tends to idolize speed, efficiency, and dominance. But intelligence, especially human intelligence, is much more than that. It's adaptability, its emotional nuance, its capability to love, to create, to learn, to grow, to be empathetic, to be sympathetic towards itself and humans. It's a capacity to be aware. It's not just about data, but about meaning, about hope, about being human. So symbiotic intelligence then reclaims this fuller definition of human intelligence and integrates it into our technologies. Rather than reducing the human mind to a predictable system, the symbiotic intelligence honors the unpredictability, the intuition, and the way in which we call ourselves human as the resonance that define the human life. And so as we stand at the threshold of the future AI as in AGI and future of robotics as in humanoids, the choices that we make today will shape the world to come. Will we build a system that sidelines humanity in pursuit of technical supremacy? Or will we choose to collaborate with our own biology and elevate our innate intelligence? In this work, we offer a roadmap to do the latter. It doesn't promise perfection or escape. It promises alignment instead. A future where technology amplifies our deepest strength, not our fears, not our hopelessness, not hatred, but love, empathy, hope, and so forth. Where the goal is to not transcend humanity, but its goal is to collaborate with humanity, embrace humanity, and empower humanity as okay, that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed these conversations. If you have any questions, comments, discussions, feel free to leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.